Welcome everyone to this section of the course where we're going to discuss cross-validation in detail and then finish it off with the linear regression project. So now that we've spent some time cleaning and working with the AIMS dataset, doing things like removing outliers, removing missing data, and then figuring out how to deal with categorical data, we're actually ready to let you test your new regression skills on that cleaned dataset to create a house sale price prediction model. However, there are two more general topics that will fit in nicely with the regression project that we want to learn about before we jump straight to the project tasks. So what we're going to do in this section of the course is essentially have three main things: discussing cross-validation in detail, understanding how to perform a grid search, and then your final linear regression project exercise using that AIMS housing data set. But what we're going to do is we're going to discuss cross-validation in detail, which means we're actually going to go through the natural progression of full cross-validation. Cross-validation, in reality, is actually just a generalized term for whenever you split data into a set for fitting your model on versus a set to evaluate your model on. And obviously, you can split it up in many different forms and fashions. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up to full cross-validation just as a quick review so that we can fully understand the cross-validation functions that are built into scikit-learn. We'll start off with the train test split we're already familiar with, then we'll move on to a train validation split, and then we'll discuss scikit-learn's two main cross-validation functions, which are cross-val_score and cross-validate. After that, we'll discuss how to perform a grid search to test out multiple hyperparameters at the same time, and then you'll be ready to perform your linear regression project exercise. So as I mentioned, we've actually already discussed models that have built-in cross-validation. That is something like when we imported 𝑰𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏. Now, 𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏 already did cross-validation for us inside that model call. What we want to do is expand on this by exploring scikit-learn's general tools for utilizing cross-validation for any model. Not every single model is going to have this cross-validation method available for you as kind of a different subset of that class. So instead, what we want to do is set you up so that you can perform cross-validation on any single machine learning model available in scikit-learn, even if it does not have a CV version attached to it. So what this will allow us to do is later perform grid searches for the optimal combination of hyperparameters for any particular algorithm in scikit-learn. So we're going to begin, like I said, by reviewing the most basic cross-validation process we know so far, that is a train test split, and then we'll slowly build up to the full k-fold cross-validation. Keep in mind, there is going to be a little bit of theory that has been repeated. We already covered some of these topics, but I just want to build this out from the beginning to refresh your memory on everything, since we just spent a lot of time cleaning that data set, and to fully prepare you for the kind of logic jumps that happen when we move on to k-fold cross-validation. All right, let's get started by just quickly reviewing the train test split. I'll see you at the next lecture.